Hey there, and welcome to Story Demon. I am David C. Hogue, coming to you from the Metro West studio, where we put all the magic together. Today's topic is clarity of story. So a lot of times, especially on the indie level, you get projects that come along and you watch them, and frankly, you don't know what the hell they're talking about, and it's not clear what the goals are, what the goal of the project is, movie or book or whatever. Not clear who the bad guy is, what the bad guy wants, all that stuff. You need to know what all of these things want, what you want when you are putting together your project. So, for instance, if you're making an action film, you need to be an action film. If you're writing an action book, you need to be an action book, make a mystery or a suspense or whatever. Know what you're dealing with and what you're doing, and try and meet that expectation. But beyond that, what is it about? Famous story. Brian De Palma and some other directors are watching a rough cut of Star Wars with George Lucas and all his film buddies, Spielberg and whatever. And they're watching it, and it starts and it's going along, and De Palma is like, what the hell is this? What the hell is going on? I don't understand any of this. Who is he? What is that? What are they doing? And Lucas got frustrated. To solve the dilemma of what the hell was going on, they added the opening crawl, Star Wars, and then it comes up and tells you what's going on with Princess Leia and the Empire and all this other kind of stuff. That was because Palma didn't know what the hell the movie was about, and it confused him. You can't necessarily always do that. That is not the answer in every project. It's just spilling it outright is not always the answer. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just telling you the example of that story. But you need some clarity. If De Palma, a master filmmaker, can't understand George Lucas, a master filmmaker's film, then there's a good chance that your project might be a little confusing to somebody. So if it can happen to the best of them, right? So the all kinds of ways to rectify this and remedy it. Going back to the rule of threes, if you do the rule of three exercise we talked about in the prior video, that's a big help. Just writing out bullet points of what your hero wants can be a big help. So, who are they? What do they want? Where are they from? Where are they going? What's their character traits? What's their pluses? What's their weaknesses? What do they do well? What do they do not so well? We'll get into other videos where we talk about character and story arc, and then what makes a good villain and good bad guy, or a good guy and good bad guy and all that stuff. But for now, we're just speaking to clarity. If you don't know, the audience has a good chance, the reader has a good chance they won't know. So write out, this is my hero, this is where they're from, this is where they're going to go, this is who they are, what they do. You have to write a full-fledged biography backstory. If that works for you, do it. Doesn't mean you have to, but if you just bullet point it, can be, can do you a lot of good. Same thing with your villain. What do they want? I would say the backbone, or one of the backbone components, the vertebrae of a story, a good story, is the villain and the antagonist. And what do they want? Is it clear what they want? If it's world domination, great. Make it clear. If it's to poison the water supply, great, make it clear. The Empire is out to rule the galaxy with an iron fist. You know that from the crawl, you know that from the imagery given to you at the beginning of Star Wars. The Joker in Dark Knight, which I referenced it in the other show. I referenced it because it's a popular movie most everybody has seen. The Joker wants mayhem. He wants to feed the flames of all the mayhem of Gotham, of what's going on. He wants to burn it all down. He just wants to see the world burn. On and on and on. RoboCop's a favorite of mine. The bad guys at the corporate level want to make Delta City, and they want to get a whole bunch of money off of the contracts that would come with building this city, contracts for running the police department and military hardware and all that kind of things like that. His subordinates Clarence Boddicker and all those guys, they want to rule the criminal underground of this future city, which they're going to be pretty much handed on a silver platter by helping out the corporate guys. So all these desires of these bad guys are clear. Good guys, Luke wants to have a bigger life, wants to have adventures and see the galaxy, not just be stuck on some dead-end planet. Princess Leia wants to get rid of the Empire and get freedom back. Han Solo wants to get paid. It's clear. It's not the deepest thing in the world, but it's clear. And it informs his motivations. Movies where it becomes not so clear, to some degree, that's the new Amazon Rings of Power series, the Lord of the Rings series. I'm not entirely sure what everybody wants. And some are clear and some aren't. And that's kind of the core of the problem of what's going on with that series. A lot of people are bashing. They're probably piling on a little too much. There's still some fundamental issues. One of those is clarity. There's quite a few characters. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it. Not yet, at least. And that can really take away from the experience. You have to guide the reader, and if you don't know the answer to that, they sure aren't going to know it. So if you aren't sure of these questions of what they want and how they're going to do it, et cetera, stop writing, go back to the drawing board, get you a piece of paper, and start bullet pointing all these ideas. Don't worry about what it looks like. It's just scratch. It's just for you. No one else is ever going to see it. Just scratch, write it down, what they're going to do, what they want to do. If you're hate writing, go to a spreadsheet. I've done that a lot, actually. I've done that spreadsheet. I open a spreadsheet and just create, or I'll just go to a Word doc and make a bullet point and just write down, and it'll be just sentence fragments of what that character wants and what they're doing and character weaknesses, etc. You watch indie films, or you watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. The good ones, it's usually really quickly, oh, this is what's going on. Oh, okay, I get it. And okay, that's funny, or that's exciting, or whatever. I get the joke, or whatever. And then there's others that are bad and they're not well thought out. And you're like, you don't want that. You don't want that lack of clarity, whether on a big level, like the palm of not understanding Star Wars, or a small level, like I don't understand your TikTok video. You don't want that either way. With my book that I'm working on, Mirov, that was I introduced a character as a sidekick, and a lot of when I introduced that character, that enabled me to answer a lot of questions, and it all started forming cohesion. Then, without introducing the sidekick for to be along the ride with the hero, it was hard for me to make this make sense to the reader. And now that I have a side, Wilson and Castaway, having somebody to play off of enables you to tell the story better. And we can talk more about that in another video. But today's lesson is clarity. If it's not making sense, stop, make it make sense to you, make it clear to yourself, and then translate that to your writing or your movie or whatever you're working on. Make sure you click subscribe and all the fucking stuff that people tell you to do.